Hey folks, this is Waylon doing my monthly-ish State of the Elephant. It's super sunny and dry here in Boulder, dry already, which is kind of scary. It's been 92 degrees for most of the week. And we've had a remarkable turnaround from budget crunch following hiring up a ton. A couple people left who weren't kind of feeling it, or I don't even barely remember at this point, but it was relatively painless. And, Bess has stayed on, is rocking out in California, which I hope is easier with her husband, being able to find work. And Shannon has really come into her own. Then Dave hired and trained, which was an intense period for Dave, Sumer and Carrie, and they've been rocking. Paygate has been good overall. Readership has been god-awful, and the ecosystem is further delayed. But I think making steady progress thanks to primarily to Brian, though it is frustrating that it is continually delayed, and we're also, not only is it going to be another month late, but it's going to debut with far fewer of the attributes of the actual ecosystem than we'd even intended for the first phase. So it's really a pre-first phase now. So that's all frustrating, but it is what it is, and it's an epic project. So I thank William and Brian and Corty and everyone involved, Dave, to some small extent myself and others. It sounds a little bit like false modesty, but I haven't been that involved with it. So today we had a pretty big kerfuffle in editorial about trust and about numbers and about keeping track of stuff. Basically, as Lindsay was saying, in sports, they keep track of every single number. It's that simple. We just have no way to evaluate in the barista system, like, oh, Joe needs more training. Sam is excelling. Samantha, I meant, not Samuel, just FYI. People, we have no idea if Lizelle is at 3.8 and she's counting properly, or if Travis is at 2.8 and is counting properly. And that's how we're going to base decisions on raises and on, if it ever came to it, hopefully it wouldn't, letting go of someone, or more likely more training. So it's pretty common sense in every, I don't know, it just seems pretty common sense. Making it happen, I get that it causes heartburn. We do need your ideas. We do. That's why we share them with you guys. We don't particularly need your frustration, although it's understandable because things are constantly evolving. Until we have a system we can rely on that's relatively easy, it's going to be hard. And if it feels hard for you, it's 20 times harder for the editorial leadership who are creating this. And Adam has been in some ways helpful around that as well, and it's been helpful overall. Dave is in a good spot. He's about to take his honeymoon finally. It's a bit of a family thing, and he's doing the Authentic Leadership Program at Naropa. We just had lunch at Tiffin and talked about that. Feels really good spot to be in. My injury continues to get slightly better, but slowly. Callie is recovering nicely. Bill is rocking along. The academy obviously is the biggest ever, which has been really easy and fun for Caitlin and Molly. It's been a lot of work and stress, and we're talking about how to work with stress quite frequently. But basically, we've had 1.5 strong months at this point, following a very tight time. Caitlin has been an amazing colleague and friend. Many of you have been great friends, not just colleagues. So I really treasure that. We're looking for apartments for Sumer and Caitlin, and we already found one for Callie, who's been looking months ago. There's just a level of hopefully caring about people. So I do want to give a shout out to Sarah, who in the middle of all that kind of kerfuffle in the editorial chat really responded thoughtfully to everything, not just the one thing that irritated her, and left some constructive helpfulness. It's important to remember that the leaders at Elephant are no better than you. They're simply you who decided they wanted to take on leadership and prove themselves interested and capable and willing. They're servants, really. You know, the Buddhist view of leadership is the leader, instead of being at the top of the pyramid, is at the bottom, caring or serving everyone above. So I hope you're continually communicating. Please DM me if you want communication. I'm in too many chats to keep up with all of them, although I'm going to try harder, I guess. But I mean, honestly, I just, I probably need DMs directly to me if you want, if you have something you're upset about. And I really, like Callie was upset a bit with me today, I really appreciate it when people reach out and communicate about that, because I want this to be a harmonious, low drama, fun, helpful, huge thing. And, you know, we're all working on trying to make Elephant not just okay, not just successful, which it already is, but something that can change the world for the better in a lasting way. So you're a huge part of that. I'm so excited to see all of you at the retreat. Retreats are always incredibly full, fun, and fast. So meditate every morning, take care of yourself, get a little walk on, nature, exercise, take care of yourself in the couple weeks before the retreat, really focus, try to improve your numbers, and remember those numbers are just articles or sales. Whatever your numbers are, they're actual things that help Elephant exist. And if any of them feel silly, be helpful, not merely irritated with those who are trying to create them. Because that's the only reason we're trying to create them, is so that we know who needs help and who deserves more rewards, you know, in terms of raises or whatever. The numbers are incredibly important to me because, and scary to me because sometimes they reflect, if they're not accurately counted, this was what the kerfuffle was about, was sort of feeling like there was a lack of trust. If they're not accurately counted, then we begin judging, not prejudging, but judging based on those numbers. And if those numbers aren't accurately counted, then we could make decisions that would be incredibly sad and painful. Or we could reward people based on numbers that are sort of inflated. Erin has been taking on more leadership, which is cool. She's a powerhouse, and I feel like we don't communicate at all anymore. We used to communicate all the time. So Erin, please reach out more directly. Since you're so important to the night shift, Cara has been excelling. I mean, just without Nicole has been excelling. Kat is always excelling. Lindsay, I think everyone loves, and I think she's been finding more success getting off leadership a little bit and being able to get back to people, since she's relatively kind of the #1 person everyone goes to with issues, other than perhaps myself or Caitlin. So if I haven't mentioned you, Yoli has been excelling. Know that you're in my heart. I look at everyone's names and everyone's sort of performance in service, and you know, we have endless kind of meetings and just actually doing work and enjoying our lives every week. So thank you for being a part of it, and may it be of benefit. See you soon.